Alrighty, looks like it's live now. Anyway, welcome on in. So today's going to be some more TMNT NES code analysis. So the last time I was doing this was the cutscene where you beat level 2, and then turtles return to the lair, and Splinter's captured, and then Shredder appears on TV and talks to you for a little while. And so today's going to be at the cutscene when you beat level 4, where the turtles wind up going to the Blimp, and that should be a much smaller bit of work, only because the cutscene is just the one part instead of basically 3 parts that we were doing last time. So yeah, and we'll see how it goes. Depending on how well we do, we can maybe even look at some more stuff afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and change views here, and I guess we'll just get started. Alright, good. So I've gone ahead and set things up so that we're in the right spots in the game, as well as in the code. Maybe close some stuff over here, though. I guess we'll leave these open for the moment. So alright, so yeah, let's just get started then. So basically, in the main game loop, there's a memory called like special. I'm in the wrong file, of course. Like special game substates. So during the main game loop, it checks whether this is set or not. If it is set, then it does some special code. If it's not set, then it just continues with the game loop. So in this case, we're going to have Leo actually walk out of the room here. So let's have, I guess I have breakpoint set up. One sec here. Let's advance this little by little. Actually, let's do this a bit more intelligently. Well, that's fine. There we go. So this is transitioning to the special state here. So when we do that, we'll go down here. It updates once every other frame. So that's actually why when April or Splinter are talking to you before the level, that the speed is actually halved, because it's every other frame that updates. But yeah, so let's put a breakpoint here. Advance 1 frame. It's kind of interesting effect that we got there on the game there. So yeah, we do that. And branch vehicles. Looks like we need to do maybe 1 more frame here. So let's put a breakpoint down here and advance 1 more frame. So yeah, we jump to the. So I've given this a name, by the way. So it's called like a bank prep special game sublogic, substate logic. It's going to drop down to here. It's going to swap in bank 6, so we can go ahead and skip over the bank swap. And then we go into bank 6. Just down here, and then there's a check on the substate. So if bit 7 is bit 7 is kind of like a in progress sort of flag. So if that's not set, then it does the initialization. But if it is set, then it just continues with the regular logic. So in this case, after you defeat the Big Mouser, you walk out of the room. The special game substate is set to state 10. And that does some initialization. Then it flags the bits, and then it continues. So in this case, it's already been initialized, so we can go ahead Go down to here. So it just clears the bits and then loads in the proper address. In this case, it's going to be in this file here, which is at A344. And so this logic then relates to the level 4 cutscene. I should also maybe put the comments here as well. So it's kind of like the continue updating logic. So it checks if the state is at 8. So in this case, it's on 1, so it's clearly not 8. And if it is at 8, then I'm guessing that's going to be like an end of the cutscene sort of flag. Because it, sets the state to 0 and then does some other stuff here. But that's clearly not happening, so we then go to D1 DA, which is in the fixed bank. It's kind of like the stuff in bank 6 is like a kind of like state checker and what have you. And then, if the cutscene's finished, then, it then goes on to the next part of the game. If not, then we have to update some more logic here. So, going to D1DA, which is here. So it's going to swap in bank 3. So we can skip over that. And here's where the main logic is actually going to be happening. So from this point forward, I'm going to put a breakpoint on bank 3. That. And this is going to be the main part of the video going forward. So bank 3, EAF7. We also, since last time, if you kind of look up here, I've done a lot of file organization here. So a lot of the separation of concerns is now done. At least for the parts that I know about. But anyway, so yeah, we jump at the table. So we're on state 1. Because yeah, state 0 would be the, so we can, don't need the question marks here. We init the cutscene, so resets the scrolling positions, gets the graphics that we need, and so the cutscenes, when they start, they actually go to the pause screen where you get a message delivered. So that's why we have this initialize pause screen logic here, because it still needs to call that screen and do some setups. And then these two variables act as a kind of a timer. But the part of logic that we're currently at is here. So after we do the inits, go to the pause screen, wait for it to be set up, and deliver the message about the blimp. It's about riding the blimp. 36. And so miscellaneous 1, in fact I've also renamed these instead of being like intro cutscene timer. These now have more appropriate names. So these variables pretty much just function as kind of like branch pad, if you will. So they can be, a multitude of purposes. They could be like, flags, it could be timers, all sorts of stuff. In this case, this is a flag, so it's set to 0. So if it's set to a non-zero value, it does some different code, but in this case, it is 0, so we're going to do the code immediately underneath. And so D1AD is a routine in the fixed bank, which basically initializes and updates the pause engine. So what happens is it just goes through, you know, it draws a mini map and then delivers a message. And when the message is finished, it looks for in this little index here of 3. So when the index is 3, that means that it has finished writing the message. So I'm just going to go ahead and, because we don't really need to go over the pause logic. Again, that's in a separate video. So here we go down to here. So it's clearly not 0, or sorry, it's clearly not 3 at this point. It's still at 1. So I'm going to actually temporarily turn off the breakpoint and then just go to here until it advances to 3. So you can see the pause screen's coming into view here. Clearing some stuff out. See, the pointer is it's going to start writing text. In fact, we could just do this. We'll let it write out the text in real time until it's finished. There we go. So I'm going to put the breakpoint back on. So what this does is, you know, it sets the flag to 1. And then now we're on the next frame, it's going to start doing the other part of the logic of this state. So yeah, we return and yeah, we're basically done. So let's go to the next frame. Jump on down. So this time we check our flag here. In this case, the flag is 1, so it is going to trigger. And then we check out miss 0, which serves as a timer in this case. So when we set the timer up here, the value of 64, so it's going to wait pretty much 1 second after the message finishes. Well, 64 frames. So going back down here, maybe. So yeah, it just checks it, and then if it's a 0, then we advance. So you can put a advance, some more appropriate name. Interesting. Oh wow, this is almost like a bug actually now that I'm looking at this. Because yeah, it's actually increasing the state. Oh, I'm gonna actually put a note about that. So yeah, it looks like they intended to wait like 1 second, but they're not actually waiting 1 second. The branch. I say this like the branch. Rather, branch doesn't work as intended. It updates the cutscene state regardless and doesn't actually wait. Because yeah, there's since that's the case, there's really no reason to actually set this then, because it doesn't do anything. Most likely what they meant to do was branch if not equal to the RTS and then decrease this enough times. It's pretty much like a better way of doing this would be to decrease it, branch if not equal to the RTS, and then you increase your cutscene state in between that point, but whatever, okay. So yeah, that should be state 1. So we're on state 2. So let's see, so I believe what this is going to do then. See, we swap in some more graphics. Set the Y scroll to 0. Just looking at the code just a little bit here. No, I shouldn't have. Okay. Yeah, we can skip over these. So yeah, we swap in our banks, we get our palettes. And then this right template, I believe, is going to be the template for the background graphics for the actual scene where they walk to the blimp. Let me just do a quick remember that, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. Or that's what that is. What's the file called? So they set this to what, 26 here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, the blimp cutscene. All right. So yeah, this sets up the next scene. In the graphics, palettes, and writes the templates for the walking to blimp background. Okay. Yeah, so and then it increases the state, so yeah, we're good on this. Just advance, and yeah, we're done. Yeah, this is going a lot faster than I thought it was going to go. Okay. So yeah, now we're on state 3. State 3 is here. Also then converting some of these hexadecimals to lowercase, just because I sometimes have a hard time distinguishing uppercase B and the number 8. Something I should have done from the get-go, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's see here. So yeah, we've set up. So go to D291. What is that all about? So we'll swap in bank 2 for whatever reason. Knowing this, make this consistent with the rest of the code. So we're going to swap in bank. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, let's get there in the debugger then. So we're going to swap in bank 2. Okay. So it swaps in bank 2, does some logic, and then comes back and puts bank 3 back in. All right. Bank 2. Okay, yeah, right here, B8, B7. Okay, I see what this is doing. So this is kind of like the return to home cutscene, in that it utilizes this routine, this same routine, I should say, to initialize the objects that are going to be used when the cutscene starts. So the objects in this case are going to be the blimp itself, and then the two turtles that walk in. Because what happens is, like, turtles walk to the blimp, and then when they get there, it basically puts a new turtle object in place of the old one. And so it's two turtles at a time, right? Let me... Y number 3. See here. Corresponds to the index, transfer rate of Y. Transfer rate of A, okay. So yeah, this is a question for the blimp cutscene. Y set 3 before calling this, and then gets restored to A. A for indexing. It's the object definitions for the blimp cutscene. Alright, so let's actually, we'll get to the objects definitions from the other right, and do some follow-ups, setups. Okay. So now here, in this case, Y is 3. Alright, so let's put some information here. So 0 is return home hallway objects. 1 is return home in the layer objects. 2 is shredder on TV, and 3 is blimp cutscene objects. So yeah, we get our index here. Shift left. And then we get a pointer to the object data. So yeah, this is for sure the blimp. The cutscene. So yeah, we yeah, there are 3 objects. So back up. E8, D9. Oh, this might be in a... I guess not. Oh, okay. Any mistake here? Okay, yeah. That's one thing I should do in the Messenger do is update some of these labels, because about the local labels here. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna just, yeah, go through and initialize the objects then. So in this case, there are 3 objects. Basically, it sets these 3 IDs, so B9, BA, BB to the objects. We go to bank 6. Yeah, as you can tell, this is all over the place, the bank swapping. So D1, 3, 6. So yeah, setting some, it's a wrong comment. We're not setting, well, in a way it kind of does though. Setting some, not really HP, but like miss values or objects. Seems to be called during cutscene objects initialization. Be a better, more accurate description for that. Because yeah, the actual routine doesn't even is not even in bank 6. It just needs bank 6 to be in memory to get the appropriate data. Yeah. So just pull some values. Relates to health and the frame ID. Something like sets and frame animation ID. Restore the banks. And then yeah, so we do that setup. And back in bank 2. 9. We jump with our table here. So the table then jumps back to the fixed bank. So it seems like yeah, again, all over the place. So here we go, bank 3, bank 2, bank 6, back to bank 2, and now we're going to bank 3. But what it kind of is like it's updating some logic here, and then it needs a place to do like more object updating, which is why it goes to the fixed bank. So in the case of the Blimp cutscenes, it has a couple of these where it sets an index, it drops down to here. We swap in bank 3. So in this case, our index is 0. Swap in bank 3. Let's go ahead and skip over that. And then we jump with the table. Or no, not yet. Let me see here. Oh, hello, Concrete. Thanks for coming in and so amazed by all the knowledge. Yeah, it just, you gotta go line by line, but yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get the actual Blimp cutscene into view in a moment here. Let's see here. So, okay, I guess I understand why this is doing it. So it's going to jump down to here. It's going to do a jump afterwards, and it's going to restore the bank after that. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much the only way they... Well, not really the only way, but I guess the least hassle way to do it. But anyway, say we jump down, our Y's are indexed, so it's going to jump to this point in bank 3. So let's do that in the debugger. So we're in bank 3, bank 3, bank 3, bank 3. Okay. Let's see here, BBC8. Goes into a value of 16, goes into a value of 0. Now that I see this, I'm gonna quickly define a label and messen. There we go. Okay, so this does some initialization for object 0. I'm not really sure what 630 or 580 are at this point in time. Say 0. BBFF. Let's see here. It's setting an X position of B0, which is off to the right of the screen. So I think this is one of the turtle objects that's going to spawn. And same thing with the Y position, because when they appear, they are on the right and kind of low on the screen. So, okay. And then I'm setting a flag here. So this, in the case of the flag, we clear bit 1, and for the flag, bit 1 corresponds to whether the object is visible or not. I think that's right. Yeah. So this is gonna make the object invisible. Invisible. Spell invisible correctly. Or no. Wait, what is it doing? Okay, never mind. It's clearing the bit, and then setting this bit. Just need to do a quick memory reference here. 450. Ah, the direction. Okay. So what it's doing is it's setting it to invisible and setting the direction. So when the direction bit is set, I think that means it means to move to the left or face to the left and make it face left, which would make sense because they walk from right to left. So okay, set those and we return. We restore the bank. So now we're back in bank 2, which is our loop here. Where is it? Bank 2, bank 2. Right here. Yeah. All right. Or sorry, right here, right here. So yeah, then we decrease our iterator, go to the next object. So yeah, we don't need to do that bank 6 stuff again, but let's just take a look at what this is going to. Okay, so it's gonna get the D1 E7 address. D1 E7, right? Yeah. So the debugger where it's D1, so this is gonna, I think, gonna be the second turtle object. So yeah, we're just gonna come down here anyway. Doesn't matter. All right, so so we swap in our bank. We're gonna skip that, go down, and once again jump with the table. Bank 3, DB. One sec here. 5F. Okay. This is a turtle 1 object start point. There's a Blimp cutscene. Object init start points. I'm gonna say this is turtle2 object, I think. Because we set different. It's like above here. The only difference is we're setting some different values to 630 and 580. So, okay. So I'm thinking these might actually be some timers before when the turtles actually appear. So like the first one, and this is, let me start again. This would be like, you treat this as a 16-bit value, where, so it's going to be 0010, so it's a very short countdown, and then the turtle1 object's going to appear. And then this, on the other hand, is going to be 150, so it's going to be about something like 4-5 seconds before the second one appears. That's what I'm guessing that's going to be. So, seems to set a timer of 0010. Seems to set a timer of 0150. Because yeah, the rest of these are the same settings then. Just sets these up. This is the same as the first object, so. And yeah, the same X and Y position. So yeah, the first two objects have to be the turtles. So here we restore the bank. Then the final object is going to be the actual blimp itself. So once again, yeah, there's some setups. We're going to skip over that. So yeah, D1, EC, so let's put a little line here. So yeah, with the comments, we can definitely say all of these, and that's not a question anymore. So these first three initialize the blimp objects, since there's only 3 of them. And then the next 3 continue updating blimp objects. Not to initialize and initialize blimp, not initialize and blimp objects. Yeah. Sometimes I write silly comments. All right. Anyway, yeah. So it's gonna be 2. Drop down here. Swap in our bank. We don't need to go through that logic, and then drop down. So this is going to let's see here. Put some notes on here. So init blimp turtle object 1, turtle object 2, blimp itself. And these are going to be the updates, which we'll go through in a bit here. All right, so this then, bank 3. It's kind of, I would have thought it might have been this, but no, I guess it's not. Supposed to be some update logic that's going to happen later, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure when this is going to be triggered, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you know, you have your turtle object initialize here and then here, but then they sandwich some code in between it for whatever reason. So, whatever. All right, BC78 is down here, so this is going to initialize the blimp objects. go. It's for the Blimp cutscene. And yeah, in this whole live stream, we're going to be hearing the word Blimp a whole bunch. Way more than I would like to in a day. And yeah, so yeah, the exhibition, so yeah, it's more to the left side of the screen. And it's got the, yeah, for far down, because yeah, the Blimp starts down low, rises up, and then it moves away to the right. So, okay. Yeah, it's pretty basic setup. It just sets the positioning of the Blimp. And then it exits. So yeah, we're gonna exit. We're gonna restore. We're gonna go back to where we were, and then this was the last object. So let's go down, and there we go. All right. So we restore. Yeah. So we're back in bank 3, and then this logic basically, here, I guess we can put it on the code as well. EB76. This basically just does some initialization for the not initialization, but like some updates for the animation, because they're sprite objects, so it's some separate logic that is done for that, but we don't need to go through that. So we increase our states, and then this looks like some kind of flag. These might be timers, I don't know yet. But yeah, that's going to be it for state 2, I think it is. Or no, state 3, because yeah, increases state 4. And yeah, that's it. All right, so now we're on state 4. So you can see we've got some stuff on screen here. So once again, we're going to jump down to the state 4 logic. All right. So in this case, it sets some values to miscellaneous 1, 2, and 5. I mean, why they can't just use 0, 1, and 2, I'm not sure. But whatever. So okay, 1, 2, and 5. So 1 has to act as some kind of a flag. Flag. 5. So I don't want to tab here. One sec here. So on 5 is already 0. Actually, I'm going to put a small note here. This is don't need to LDA number 0 twice. Because yeah, if you remove this instruction, it does the exact same thing. So, all right. So let's see. We do that. So 5 is 0. So it's going to go down to here. D2A1. from the looks of things, this was the routine from the previous state, and this is the routine for the current state. So this is going to be like a similar thing where it goes into the bank, iterates through the object, and then eventually restores the bank in which we were at. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so it's just going to do the object updates in this case, I believe. So this is again for the Blimp cutscene. Will update the objects for the scene, I guess. And let's see, so I can save that. And this is just for consistency purposes that I'm doing this. All right, good. So in bank 2, and again, this is yeah, it's just an object updater then. So let's go through this in the debugger. We're going down here, updating. I'm going to drop down to here. And yep. So again, we have 3 objects. So that's going to be our iterator. So update 3 objects. Start at object 0. Oh, hey, I even, yeah, it looks like I even figured this out in advance. Yeah, the tiny turtles go into the blimp and then the blimp itself. So, okay. So this is turtle 1. And this will be turtle 2. So we create a pointer to the logic. In this case, it's goes to D1, F1. And yeah, so what we did a little bit earlier. So these are for initialization, these are for updates. And swap in bank 3. So we can skip that, yeah. Go down, jump at the table. All right, so now we're in bank 3, that's BC1E. So this seems to be updating, again, Blimp cutscene, you have to write what it's for. Updating the tiny turtle walking to the blimp. We're updating the first tiny turtle. There's 2 of them. Although, one sec here. Oh, interesting. It seems like they're actually, well, that, which is actually a good thing, they're actually sharing the logic. It's okay, updating not just the first, but both tiny turtles walking to the blimp. Okay. So if this is a non-zero value, so I'm gonna go down to here. branch won't be taken. This branch, on the other hand, will be taken. Okay. So, decreases a timer for the tiny turtle. Most likely a delay before the turtle appears. All right. Just want to look real quickly at so that 5802. Okay, never mind then. So this is not going to be a 16-bit number like I thought it was going to be. It's instead some kind of an index. So the time would be 50 in this case. And then so let's say look up index of 1. Which is used later. Timer 1 0 0 used later. Okay. Fair enough. C74. All right, so yeah, we decrease our timer and then we exit. We restore the bank. And yeah. Oh yeah, and that also does the speed application as well. So if the object has speed, then it, moves the object accordingly. So okay. Oops. Oh, okay. So yeah, then I know for a fact the next object is going to be the second turtle, so we don't need to do that because we know it goes to the exact same place. So let's just skip over that. Oh, then let's take a quick look at the blimp itself. So once again, we load in an address, or load in the bank, and now we load in the address. All right, that takes us to BC88. Okay. This is also Blimp cutscene. Blimp object itself. So it's checking cutscene miss 3, which I guess is another kind of flag. Let's see here. Yeah, it's really silly that they Yeah, it's really silly that they gotta go to bank 2 and then back to bank 3, even though like some of this logic is already in bank 3. So yeah, miss 3 is at 0 initially, which makes sense. So yeah, compares to 2. In this case, 2 is not equal to 0, so we just exit. So I'm guessing then miss 3 is going to be some kind of flag, which tells the blimp, okay, it's time to, move and so forth. All right, so then we restore. We don't need to bother with the speed updates. Increase the iterator, and then, yeah, we're done. And we put in our bank, store the bank. And yeah, it just updates the animations. We don't need to go through that. All right, cool. So, let's go to the next frame. This should have our objects appear. So yeah, we're just going to be, looks like it's going to be in state 4 for a while then. Let's go down here. Yeah, the state just keeps updating the objects until certain conditions are met. So, just real quickly looking over this. So I guess this next has another flag. This stays 0 for a while, and then I guess there's going to be something else that changes it, and then it's no longer going to come down to here, but instead drop down, do the comparison, and then keep increasing it. So it'll be kind of like another flag / timer. All right, so knowing that, we can advance this a little bit further then. So let's, yeah, let's go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. I think the turtles will appear on the next frame, because that's 16. Go back to here. D2A1. So yeah, let's go through our iterations again. All right. Right, so now, since we waited 16 frames, this is now 0. So I'm going to actually continue here. Apparently this is also 0. Okay, I think I see what this is doing now. So for this cutscene, it checks whether or not the turtle is captured or not. So that's actually what this check is doing. Check if the turtle has been captured. Uses 580 as a lookup index for the turtle ID. That's why it sets to 0, so it does the turtles, you know, in order, in the order that they can be selected. So Leo, Raph, Mike, and Don. So that's why it's 0, 1, 2, and later on it's going to most likely change this to a 2 and a 3 for the other 2 turtles. So yeah, we're checking if Leo is alive, which he clearly is. Okay. So in this case, if the turtle is alive, sets the object to visible. So what it's going to do is, if the turtle has been captured, you know, it'll still update the logic, you know, move the turtle over, but the turtle is simply invisible. So that signifies that, you know, he's not in your party. In this case, Leo, however, is alive, so he will become visible. And okay, yeah, then we set a speed, that makes sense. Set a negative walk speed. These are going to go from right to left. Not really sure what 640 is all about. Oh wait. No, 630 was the index. 640. Okay, then this is gonna, so this flag, 640, starts off as 0, so that's why this logic happens. In this case, it's turning the flag on, which means to now skip this logic and then go down to this logic. So in a way, 640 is kind of like a state, like a substate ID for the object. Yeah, it works. All right, so turtle object is ready to start moving. And yeah, you can even kind of see what it's doing here. Is it checks if the position, X position, is greater than 50, which would be, you know, the little door in the blimp. And if it is, it just simply exits. If it is not, then you know, if we've reached the target, I should say, set the speed to 0. Increase the stuff. Oh, Okay, one thing at a time. Yeah, it's pretty much how that's going to work. I was going to do some comparisons and then go on from there. Okay. So yeah, now that we know that, yeah, we can actually advance this for quite a while now. So let's advance next frame, and there you go, another turtles. It's kind of weird that they appear right there instead of, you know, in the doorway. But whatever. So we got Leo coming, he's gonna start moving. So yeah, we're just gonna slowly advance this until he gets over, and then another turtle should start appearing in a bit. Yep, and there's Raph. So yeah, they just walk. Oh, let's see here. Should have set a breakpoint since I hear. Oh well. Anyway, let's go back into the object iteration. So yeah, again, into here. These are lookup. And let's see here. All right. So we're this. We're not at 2. Okay, but yeah, wow, I stopped this at just the right point too. So let's put a breakpoint here. So the object, in this case, the object position is at 5-0. Let's advance this one more frame. There we go. So now the object is at 4F, which is less than 5-0. So now we're going to actually trigger this code. So again, X speed becomes 0. Increase 5-0. So it looks like this might be some very brief delay when so they get to the position. I guess they stop very, very shortly, and then I can see right here this is going to flag the objects as invisible as we clear bit 1 in this case. Flag, I guess flag turtle objects as invisible. And then yeah, it sets the flag 640 to 2, which will then I guess in this case 2 set is like a finishing sort of flag. Okay. One sec here. Some labels in place here. Back up one sec here. Maybe it's here. Okay, so this kind of makes sense. All right, so what this then does is so 580 was an index which was 0 or 1, which corresponds to Leo or Raph. So this then ups the ID of the objects by 2. Again, Blimp cutscene. Ups the ID of the turtle object by 2, which then allows it to check the next 2 turtles that will appear. So I guess after entering the blimp, this ups the ID. Yeah. Increase miss 2. Add these. Store it. Okay, this is not really the big fan of this, but what this is effectively doing though is it's like backing up whatever X is into here, and then it's going to restore X after the fact. So back up X, restore X, and then by adding this to MISC2, it's going to be a lookup for the palette for the next turtle who's going to come into view. That's why there are only 2 turtles, because there aren't enough sprite palettes. So 4.9 here is going to load in one sec here. So what it is 1 plus 49, which is going to be 50, which is going to serve as a lookup index for a palette. And that palette's going to be the one for Michelangelo in this case. And then it's going to load in the palette for the next frame, so we can skip over that since we already know what that's going to do. 630. Okay, and then this is going to be a delay timer for spawning next objects, which in this case is 1 frame. Because yeah, pretty much Leo's going to enter, and then almost immediately Michelangelo's going to appear on the side. And then yeah, this then does some more of those setups. So yeah, it repeats the logic, which is good. It's not really like, in my opinion, not really the easiest of logic to follow, but you know, it makes sense after you look at it long enough. And yeah. And once again, you know, that's the same X and Y position, sets the object to invisible, and there you go. Done with that. Oh. Alright, let's go to the next frame since we know what's going to happen. So yeah, let's advance a couple more frames, so now Michelangelo should appear. Actually, if you kind of look at this, Leo hasn't yet disappeared. So it actually loaded the palette in. So right now Leo is Michelangelo. This is going to be for one frame. And then that object is going to then move over to the side on the next frame. Or next few frames, yeah. There you go. All right. So it's going to then, yeah, just continue with that. And then when Raph gets into the blimp, we're going to probably see him very briefly have Donatello's colors. Oh, I guess in this case, the sprite flicker. Okay, never mind. But yeah, there you go. So, let's wait till Michelangelo gets close to the blimp here. Turn the breakpoint back on. Okay, advance one more frame. So now Michelangelo is at 0. Or not 0, but he's below the threshold. So speed's going to be 0. Because there's got to be something in here which tells it to no longer spawn any more turtle objects after the fact. Set to invisible, increase this. Just one bank. Let's advance one more frame. Might have missed something here. Okay, so what seems to have happened is that it then, well, no. I'm sure there's something somewhere that keeps it from spawning the objects. Okay, this is constantly staying at this exit state. Okay. Ah, I think I get it now. That's why, so this is, kind of like the, kind of like a number of respawns. So that starts at 0, then it increases, so it goes to 1, then it increases again, and goes to 2, and since we're at 2, it then skips the logic for creating, like repositioning and creating a new turtle object. Okay, that's how that works. So yeah, sees it's exceeded the amount of respawns. Yeah, again. It's okay. Yeah, let's just let Donatello get to the blimp then. Probably could set a breakpoint, but whatever. It's fine to just do this. So he's gonna be in the blimp. Let's look at the debugger to see if we get to okay. So I have a feeling we're gonna get to the logic, which then changes it to state 5. One more state. One more step, I should say. Huh. There's got to be something coming up which changes miscellaneous 5. Of course, then again, it could be the blimp that's actually going to start updating. Let's actually do that. Yes. Okay, I see it now. So kind of tying into what we were doing before is the number of respawns for the object has been hit. This will flag the turtle object as invisible and will increase miss 3, which acts as a flag for the blimp itself. So basically, when the object can't respawn anymore, it'll increase this variable twice. So, and then once it's at 2, there are no longer any turtles in play. And then the blimp is then now going to start updating. Okay. So let's actually go down to that. Yeah. All right, so compared to 2, branch of equal, in this case it is going to branch. The blimp will start updating. So yeah, it looks like then the blimp has some kind of timer. Decrease its initial timer. So yeah, it just checks the timer. If the timer is not 0, then we just decrease the timer and continue. So yeah, let's yeah, this is the main focus of our project. So let's put the breakpoint here actually. So the timer is gonna just decrease, 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 decrease. All right, timer is now 0. So now the timer is 0, we're going to the secondary timer. It looks like then 630 is some kind of a separate step counter. All right. So this is going to up a step. So there's like an animation where the door kind of closes. So I'm pretty sure this has to do with that then. Resets the timer once the step counter has been met. Proceed. All right. So we increase. Check if it's 3. In this case, it's not greater or equal to 3. Reset the timer. Timer. Okay. So yeah, then it changes the animation. Changes the animation for the door to close. I guess to start closing. I do know that this 570 also relates to animation. I just haven't really figured out a good name for it yet. So yeah, that's probably... And then have the door kind of like close a little bit, then close a little more, and then be fully closed. So yeah, let's check that. So let's just advance. And yeah, you can see now the door is closed. We're going to decrease the timer to 0 again. So in the debugger, we're now at 0. Again, increase this. And it's going to change the animation again. So timer is again 16. We can decrease, and there you see the door is fully closed. Timer is 0. And now we're at 3, so this time it's going to take the branch. So you can separate this logic a little bit. So let's see. Blimp cutscene. Blimp's door has fully closed. Okay, so we then set some Y speed. And if I remember correctly, this 199 relates to the music engine. I think this is a flag to start fading out the music. I'll put a fade out music flag, question, question, question. Anyway. So this is probably going to be an... Okay. Set the Y speed. And reset the timer again. So what I believe happens now is the blimp just rises up, in this case for 64 frames. Because it's going to repeat this logic again. And it's going to be, of course, greater than 3. In this case, it's going to be greater than 4. Yeah, I even have a comment already here. We have prep the blimp moving right. Okay. Because, yeah. Okay, when it reaches this point, then the Y speed is going to be 0, so it's going to stop moving up. And then the X speed is going to be 2, which is going to be moving right. And here's where it flags miss 5, which was from earlier. All right. So again, back up X, restore X. And this palette is 52, 48 plus 4, yeah, 52. So when the blimp gets into position vertically, the background sky changes color. This is pretty much then end of scene, which would make sense because, you know, we're out of space here. Alright, so yeah, let's do that. So let's have the blimp go up. Up, 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 up. So it is 1 frame at a time, I know, but we go up, 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 and then when we hit 0, increase. We're down to here. So we're at kind of like substate 4 of the blimp. Set the Y speed to 0, set the X speed, set the palette. So let's advance 1 more frame. The palette should change now. Or okay, there we go. Yeah, I forgot about the little delay there. So okay. Let's go back here. Is the logic before the objects start updating. So in this case, this is now, instead of 0, it's now a counter. So as the blimp keeps moving right, this keeps increasing. And then shifting right 4 times makes this a lookup index for the palette. So as the blimp keeps moving, this lookup index keeps getting higher. And as it gets higher, it changes the index, and then the index then changes the palette gradually. So yeah, pretty much. Let's go down here one more time. Let's put a breakpoint here. Turn this one off for a little bit. So once this hits 1, 0, it should change to a slightly darker color. So yeah, it should change pretty soon here. Yeah, there's the purple. And then when it hits 2, 0, it's going to change again. There's the kind of pink color. and once more at 3, 0 or 3, 1. And that's the final color. That's why it does the comparison to 3F. So 3F basically means, stop changing colors in this case. I mean, in reality, they could have done, just 3, 2, but whatever. Yeah. So basically, MISC 5 keeps increasing, and as it increases, it serves as a lookup index for changing the palette or the day to night transition. So, okay. And yeah, that just keeps going and going and going, and then when it hits 3F, it just stops and, oh. I didn't mean to go to the end of the scene. But, increase. But what'll eventually happen is, MISC 1 will get flagged. It'll eventually get flagged and then moved to the next state, right? So yeah, this goes back to 0. Yeah, so when the blimp reaches its final point, this gets set to 0, which then takes it to the next state. So okay, what we can say about this is a majority of the blimp cutscene updates objects, and there's statuses for triggering other objects to updates. When the blimp is flying right and reaches its final position, this exits and goes to the next state, which in this case is state B8. That's a, or no, BBB8. That's a nice address. And yeah, this I'm assuming it gets set to state 9 to be like a trigger for, end of cutscene. And then the game will then exit in that case. So, alright. That's pretty much the blimp cutscene. So, how long have we been going? It's about 2 hours, wow. But yeah. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's much else to really say about it. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna call it there. All right, let me change views here. So yeah, it's gonna be it for today. It's a little bit shorter, but we got through the scene, so that's what I wanted to do. And it's pretty much gonna mean most of Bank 3 is done, actually, which is good. Because the more we uncover, the more, the more it gets finished. So, all right, let's do a ending card here, and find someone to raid shortly afterwards, so give me once.